this is Diana in Mexico from Colonia Polanco in beautiful Mexico City. I'm here with my friend Juan Jose Garcia, who just recently returned from China on the Mexican charter jet. What were you doing in China in the first place?
Okay, actually, I went to the Canton Fair, and we went to the second and the third phase of the fair, and in between we had 4 days, and we were planning to visit some suppliers in their manufacturing plants, and actually we did go to a place called Shantou to see some suppliers, but because of the swine flu, of the fears of the swine flu, as information started, coming out, we got some meetings canceled, some business meetings canceled in the city of Hangzhou, and that was very disappointing. But when we talked to our supplier in Shantou and we asked if they would let us receive us, they said yes, come to Shantou, and we were very happy about it, that we could. Yeah.
So you really didn't have a uniform response, and people were more concerned about health. And certainly, I think when we look back at that time and what was in the media, there was a lot of reason to be confused.
Right.
I think. And then, what made you decide to come back to Mexico on the charter plane from the government?
Okay, actually, as we were looking at the news, watching the news, we saw that things were getting very rough for some other Mexican citizens in Beijing, in Shanghai, and so we thought it was no sense to expose ourselves into going back in our scheduled flights, because we were going to go through 3 different customs. We were going to leave China, go into Korea, go into the US, and back to Mexico. So that was pretty risky, and things were getting rough. So we were moving our flight like 12 hours before, so it was a no-brainer to take the charter sent by the government back into Mexico.
So you weren't really cutting your trip short. You still went through and you did met with your suppliers at the fair and so on and so forth. And then I think that's interesting that you came on the charter to get a direct flight back, because not only is what was happening in China, but also different types of screens in other airports.
Right, we were avoiding any kind of scanners, temperature scanners, any kind of medical check.
Certainly.
And something that I did, and after we were sure, well, we were not symptomatic, right? So we were sure we didn't have the flu. So, but now we face the problem of if we get if we go into customs and we get with a little fever or something, we can get put in quarantine, and then you start doing things like, okay, I took a Tilex like 2 hours before a scan, a temperature scan. I would drink a whole bottle of water just 2 minutes before to get cooler, and that's things you do to avoid get stuck.
I mean, you weren't sick, and I think that's really an interesting point. I know as soon as I was thinking about leaving Mexico too, and as soon as I saw the heat scanners, I got hot. So, and of course, and if you aren't sick and then you go into a customs quarantine where people are sick and it's very catchy, so definitely I can understand the direct flight. Now, what about going back to China? I mean, you invested a lot of time and energy into your business in China.
Yeah.
How do you feel now about going back?
As I said, we got some meetings canceled because of the swine flu. They were fearful of Mexicans, and I would definitely go back. I mean, I still got some things I have suppliers to go back to meet with, and I'm looking forward for the next fair. And if I have a chance, if everything goes well, I will definitely go back to China as soon as I can. I mean, it's an amazing country. The people is warm. The Mexican culture and Chinese culture is very family oriented. That's the way we are, and it's China. It's a different planet from Mexico. Different. It's a very different culture, but we have so many things in common that that make us a little bit competitive.
Wonderful. Well, I'm sure all the best things are going to come to you in the future.
Hopefully.
And thank you so much for joining us. I think definitely something that we learned here is that in situations where we're traveling and wanting to be global business people, we need to be able to keep everything into perspective. And in times of confusion or emergency or whatever the situation is, even if we're just dealing person on person, it's certainly not reflective on two entire countries' future relations together. So, Viva Mexico and Viva China. This is Diana Nafisi from Mexico City. Thank you so much and have a great day.